All right, how's everyone doing? I'm Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. I'm actually in my jump room, I call it. One of two rooms in my gym that I use to do jumping. So if you're watching this video, most likely you are interested in maybe a jumping workout or just building stronger legs. And I wanted to put this video up because recently, actually I'd say about 6 months ago, my girlfriend put up a video of me jumping in slow motion about, 3.5, 4 feet. And people really kind of went berserk on social media over it. Then she recently took a photo of me doing the splits in the air, which I look like I'm about 4 feet high. People seem to love that as well, and what kind of threw them was that I'm going on 50 years old. So I've been getting more and more requests on how I built up the strength in my legs to do that, how I'm doing that at my age. So I thought I would develop a video, but first I'm gonna show you that video right now, the one she shot, and she did it in slow motion to kind of give you an idea of my jumping ability. All right, so you saw that, and to me, it's not that big of a deal, but it seems to, a lot of people just seem to love that stuff. And I'm gonna give you a breakdown on what I believe worked for me over the years. I actually grew up being called bird legs, twig legs, all these type of things. So at a very young age, I built a complex in my legs. I also had two parents, my mother and father, who have incredible genetics. I'm not just saying that, even at their age now, unbelievable legs. They look like gods, I look like a toothpick. So I started to actually, at about 5, 6 years old, go to the YMCA and do a lot of things with my legs, whatever equipment I saw, and I would just emulate people. And then as I got older, I just constantly played sports. If I even drove a 10-speed, I put it in highest gear. I was always focused in on my legs. And I believe a lot of times people don't realize to build certain body parts or build strength in certain areas, it just doesn't take months, years, it literally takes decades. I never stopped doing legs. I also do them individually, all right? I look at my body being split down the middle. But anyways, fast forward to high school. My headphone fell out, that's all right. So let's fast forward to high school. We used to play intramurals. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Hoop Dreams. My school's famous kind of for being a basketball school. Isaiah Thomas went there, and when I was going there, Jordan just kind of broke out. But we had a lot of great basketball players, and during intramurals, they would start having a dunk contest. So I knew already I was playing a lot of sports, building up a lot of strength in my legs. I was probably only 5'5", 5'4". We played basketball, but we had to wear socks. Unless those guys brought gym shoes, but I came in, I had socks, took them off, I took a tennis ball, I went up and dunked on a 10-foot rim. I think it was bent. The place went up for grabs, then I grabbed the volleyball, I dunked that as well. As time went on, I was able to do a lot of things jumping-wise. Oh, there went the lights. Hold on. All right, we're back. So, so what I want to get into today, very quickly, what I'm going to show you is my jumping routine. And what I tell people all the time regarding legs is I break down legs into 3 different categories for me, how I develop the strength in my legs. Because if anyone knows me, that's probably what I'm known for the most is the strength of my legs. Because for 1 years ago, I used to rep out like 500 pounds squatting, leg presses for 1,500. I never stopped doing legs. I never skipped leg workouts. I just love doing legs. So that's one thing, is being consistent with your legs. But my 3 categories that I break it down to is weightlifting, obviously, which would be squatting on a, it could be squatting on a squat rack, Smith machine, leg press, all different types of equipment I use. I never do the same workout. I torture my legs. The second would be things that I'm going to show you here, which are these jumping things that I've been doing over the years. That's a big part, I believe, of keeping the strength in my legs, obviously, is that. But I'd say the biggest thing that's helped me over the years keep my flexibility and strength is swimming. Not just swimming above or underwater. I do a bunch of different exercises in the water. If you get a chance, you might even want to check out that video. I think I put incredible swim routine, or just put my name, Rich Celenza, swim routine. I do a bunch of different things in the water. I do lunges, I do jumps, I do side jumps. I run in the water forward, backwards. All those things, I believe, with the buoyancy, has helped me keep, I guess you could say, my strength and blood flow really going, and it's helped my back. It's just, I almost call it the fountain of youth, swimming. If you want to build up strong legs, I would really recommend swimming. If you want to build up good endurance too, because the resistance, nothing is like that, and I've always incorporated swimming into my workouts. So those 3 things, and also the main thing I want to talk about today is being able to stretch correctly, especially your hips, man, and your knees. You want to make sure you have blood flow into them. You want to warm up your quads, your hams, even your calves, your shins. Always be warmed up properly. I usually go inside, I ride a bike for 5 minutes, then I stretch. A lot of my stretching could be up to 10 minutes. I'm going to show you in here just some stretching techniques that I use. I don't want to bore you to death, but I just showed you my main ones. But please learn how to stretch and take care of those hips, man, I'm telling you. Because once those go, everything goes. Also be careful of your lower back. All right, so here we go. All right, let's kick this in the ass. I'm wearing my Strong Arm Sports hat. Just want to give a shout out, but here I go with my warm up. I get down on my hands and knees, basically lean back and keep putting that pressure on my glutes and hips. And I'm also actually, for me, I am warming up my shins, my hamstrings, everything with this movement. I know it looks a little inappropriate, but I'm telling you, if you lean forward and keep separating your legs, pushing down on your midsection, you're going to get an incredible warm-up, especially throughout your upper leg area and also even your calves. But I just love that movement. Here's another one. So I put all my weight on my hip there, actually, and I lean forward as far as I can with my hands, and then I shift over to my left, and again, squeezing. I keep squeezing the area I'm stretching, which is obviously my glutes and hips in that movement. I love it. I also feel it in my thighs, but I want to really make sure I'm getting blood flow to those areas. And it may not look like it, but I'm leaning forward as far as I can go right there. There you could see it a little better. Keep stretching my legs and my glutes. Spin around, this old style movement here. Bring it all the way to you, toes. I'm not only really stretching my legs here, I'm stretching my back. Squeezing my lats, getting blood flow throughout my entire body. There I'm pushing down back to glutes and hips and some of the thigh. I lean back. This works really well for me. It took me years to get to be this flexible, especially at my age. It may not look like a lot, but a lot of people probably aren't this flexible. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn, but it's just truth. Here too, I love squeezing this. It helps my quads there a little bit. Again, my shins. I like to warm up every part of my leg. And this one I just keep pulling back, huge for the thighs and glutes. I don't count, I just do what I feel. Sometimes I'll stretch longer than others depending on what I'm doing. But like this, for instance, I love pulling my leg. This is great for my hamstrings. And keep lifting up that leg, pointing the toe up. And then I'll reach around my ankle and lift it even higher and kind of like lean into it. Get really deep into that thigh. You'll start to feel it burning. I'm not as flexible nearly as I used to be on this, but it still works really well. Here you can really get an idea of how I'm stretching my hamstrings. And there they are. There we are, lift again. So yeah, reaching up. Actually, I'm just lifting that leg up as high as I could go. It really works for me. Yeah, I really just want to make sure that I'm properly warmed up. These type of warm-ups can take me probably about 10% of my workout, me doing all these different stretches. I used to be able to do the splits all the way down. Can't do them anymore, but I come fairly close sometimes, just depending on the day. But then I lean forward, go down. Be very careful if you're going to do this. And keep pushing down, pushing straight down. And then I kind of do this dance, kind of stretch type thing. But I really love this. Not only does it hit my quads, I feel it, but my calves as well. And just relax again. I don't pick a specific time. And want to just make sure I get all that blood flow going throughout my legs and my lower back too. So yeah, then I'm going to walk over. And this is mainly just for my calves and my lower back. But yeah, I lock that knee out. Keep stretching and breathing. And believe it or not, taking your time and doing all these things, I believe is kind of like what worked best for me over the years. I just take my time when it comes to stretching. Stretching my shoulders out there as well. Coming up there, and now I'm stretching my lower back because I want to make sure I'm really ready to do these jumps and my entire upper body is ready as well. All right, if I'm doing legs or jumping or anything, I go warm up my knees. Normally, I ride a bicycle for 5 minutes. I don't want to bore you to death, so that would be first after I warmed up, and then I'm going to do this quad extension machine, one leg at a time. And as you can tell, I kind of position my feet all over the place. I could go straight, then I twist it in, out. I kind of want to warm up my entire leg.
that works for me. Not sure if it works for you, but I like to get like really deep. This side you might be able to see it a little better as I twist. But yeah, I definitely need to warm up those knees, especially if I'm going to be jumping. You want to always make sure you got blood flow in those legs before you start doing any type of workout. And I love doing everything with legs individually. I love doing things to keep me balanced. And I also love to do things, obviously, like that where they're together. But more than anything, I love to work my legs individually. I keep talking about it, your body's split in half. I not only like to do it for strength, but I like to make sure I'm always perfectly balanced throughout my entire body. That goes for upper body as well. All right, now I'm going to jump on this Life Fitness. I'm pretty sure that's the piece of equipment here. There's all different ones that make it, but really to warm up my glutes again, and for me, my hips. First, I lean back, and I started doing these about 10 years ago. I think they're a lifesaver for me. I love them. I don't like the reverse when you do the inner thigh. I like the outer thigh version. But yeah, there's me leaning forward. The more forward I lean, the deeper it seems to hit for me. And again, not only do I think it helps my hips, it helps for some reason my lower back, and I just get blood flow before I'm about to start jumping or doing any type of leg workout. So I do this usually before any workout regarding my legs whatsoever, including jumping. But yeah, I also like to incorporate negatives there. You don't have to go super heavy. I go pretty moderately heavy, but yeah, just relax. I use this, and not sure if you'd like it, but I really like it. Hopefully I'm not boring you to death, but these are my, this is what I stretch. A majority of my workouts, really about a third of them are stretching. And this is what I believe has kept me very youthful and flexible and being able to do the things I do. This I kind of ripped off soccer players. Again, I'm not counting. I go by a feel. When I start, my hips actually start clicking. But I kind of go as high as I can, about shoulder height, and just spin. Again, it's for hip movement. Like I said, I ripped them off soccer players. So I do each side, my right leg, then left. And as you can see, I was going back. Now I'm coming forward. I'd say I do between 10 to 15, just figuring it out right now off the top of my head. But yeah, I love doing this movement. And usually I'll do one leg at a time. I'll do, I'll do one back, then right leg, one left. I'm just showing you all at one sequence. Yeah, and this kind of from a dancer's type thing. And over the years, I can get pretty high on this. Again, just warming my glutes and hips up. This is stuff that I just keep doing. And I think it's really what's helped me the most as far as not getting injured. I always talk about injury-free workouts. Doing these workouts is what has so far kept me injury-free. So I keep doing them. I don't even know if I'm doing them correctly. This one, I bend the knee and go straight up. And like I said, I do the right leg and then the left leg, but I alternate on these. I don't do them straight in a row like the way I'm doing them now, but I didn't want to bore you to death. And I'm only doing one leg, so you don't have to get nuts. But these are things I do. Sometimes I twist the knee up. Sometimes I come down slower, but I love this movement. All right, now these I do sometimes even for abs, but I love doing these because they not only warm my legs up, they also warm my core up, I believe, because obviously you're hitting a lot of abs here. But I start to go higher and higher and higher. And again, this is a huge part of my workout. I know a lot of people be like, you're not using any weights or anything, and how does this really help? But I'm telling you, I've been doing this for many, many years, and doing these type of movements, again, one leg at a time, keeping that balance. In doing these things, it's also about landing correctly. I'm going to get into that later. But getting that balance, lifting up, because when you go to jump, you got to make sure you have that spring. And also when you land, you have to understand how to land correctly. All right, so I'm going to walk over here real quick. I'm just going to do some, I think this is a little in between 2.5 feet to 3 feet. Just some moderate jumps real quick, as you could tell. So yeah, just up and down. If you look at my hand movement, no problem. Just launch up and down. So yeah, here's my bread and butter. Basically, it's 3 feet. So I'm clearing about 3.5 feet here pretty easily. And I do reps. And I just blow them out. And if you watch my hand movement and how I land, half the battle of learning how to jump correctly, I believe, is how to land correctly. You want to prevent injuries, obviously, but you want to make sure, one is when you're launching, you land correctly. Because one bad move a lot of times can destroy everything. I can slip there, it could hit my face, I could twist, I can go right, left, a lot of things can happen when learning how to jump like this. But again, learning how to breathe, take your time, and staying truly focused. 3 feet you may not think it's a lot, but truthfully, it kind of is, especially if you're going to do like, I'll do 2 or 3 sets of 10 of these. But yeah, on the next one, I'm just going to go slow-mo to give you an idea of how high I'm kind of jumping. But yeah, up and down, getting your balance and landing correctly. All right, so here I'm going to go and just kind of do some warm-ups real quick before I get really nuts, kind of measuring off the 3 feet. I want to obviously clear that when I'm jumping in the air. But these I'm just kind of warming up to make sure I'm feeling good. Let me see how these knees are acting, how's my back. But yeah, I'm feeling really good here today, actually. So all right, here I slow-moed it to give you kind of a better idea, because this is where I start getting a little nuts with my jumps and what I think has worked best for me. Again, I gauge it there, 3 feet. I know that's at least 3 feet. I want to go 3.5, 4 feet. So when I'm jumping, I'm trying to get my feet as high as I can go. I'm launching. I'm not going too low, but as you can see, my first one was kind of mediocre. My second one, by the time I start hitting these, I am literally launching my entire body. I'm trying to bring my knees literally above my shoulders. I'm lunging my hands, everything, squeezing, coming down, using my hands when I land, sometimes, not always, but I really want to do at least 10 of these. And like I said, I'm trying to clear that. I can see myself actually in the window or through the mirror sometimes. So I know how high I really want to jump. And I definitely want to try to get up 3.5, 4 feet. That's what works for me. Keep launching myself. And I do not give myself a break. I think a lot of people, when they jump, what they do is they baby themselves. I hate to say it. You got to kick it in the ass. And keep pushing yourself. Keep pushing. Catch your breath and launch. Sometimes I take a step or two. Sometimes I don't. I like to shock my body. Never let it know what it's going to do next. My brain just says, do this. I know my body just kind of follows. So there we go. I'm going to do some more slow motion after this as well. All right, here we go. This is kind of dangerous. So I wouldn't do this if you're just a beginner, truthfully. Again, measuring up to 3 feet. I know where it's at. I know this rope was getting on my nerves. It was kind of tight, so I think I kick it here, which is fine. It gives me some more time to talk. But when you're doing these in the air, these split, I call them split jumps. I presume that's what they're called. Be very aware you do not want to come down the wrong way, especially if you're middle-aged or older. You want to breathe, and here we go. We are going to go up. I'd say I'm probably hitting around 4 feet here. Yeah, it's just a natural thing for me to do. Just keep going higher and higher. And I see a lot of people trying to do these, but they can't. And it's not easy, especially if you don't have the flexibility. Remember, to do a lot of these movements, not only do you have to be strong, you have to be flexible, and you have to be able to know how to land correctly and really know how to breathe correctly too. At least I believe it. And these things have become very natural to me. But if you're starting off and you want to learn to jump, it's going to take time, months, even years, to really get things sometimes going to the level you may want to get to. Take your time. I have literally been jumping my entire life. But yeah, I love these exercises. And again, all these things I'm doing, I'll do 1, 2, or 3 of them. It just depends on how I feel, how fatigued my legs are getting. But these are unbelievable, I think, when you start learning how to do these. And they are complicated, but just be very aware that you are warmed up and you know what you're doing. Alrighty, that's the photo that basically they took of me doing this before, so I had to incorporate it into the video, but I love doing these. There you go. Kick it in the ass. Alright, I'm going to do these jump lunges, and I don't have to do these slow motion by any means, so I'm just kind of doing them, and as you can see, my ankles kind of twist, but it just happens to me. I have very weak ankles. But as you can see, I'm kind of jumping up and down. I call them lunge jumps. And I'm trying to keep my balance. I'm always trying to stay on one leg, up and down, up and down. I don't like to give myself a break a lot of times. I will show you, though, another way when you start to give yourself a break, just if you're a beginner. But there I am. I love losing my balance, coming back, using my hands, sometimes not. And then I just kind of go full throttle and keep going. Look, I'm almost falling. I don't give a shit. It's beautiful. I love it. Keep it going. All right, let's go into my side jumps, just left to right. But I really try to launch myself here. I'm really trying to get to 3.5, 4 feet. I went in the slow motion here to give you an exact idea. You can watch my hands, how I'm landing. Sometimes I need my hands, and then sometimes I don't. And also, I sometimes go forward, sometimes I go back, just depending on what I want to do. But I really mastered these in the pool. And having the buoyancy and going up and down in the swimming pool lanes really helped me, that resistance, and build up that strength for me. And if you play basketball, or I don't care what sport you play, you're always going to be going left to right. And I think that's where a lot of injuries occur, because everybody's always running forward and backwards, not left to right. And when you go to turn or go do these type of movements, that's where you start to get hurt. But yeah, this is an unbelievable movement. I love it. And catch your breath. I tell people all the time, don't think it's over. A lot of times you just need to catch your breath. And it's not just about building strength. It's about creating balance. That is the key, I believe, a lot of times to doing anything regarding legs. All right, here we go. Let's just do some lunges. And these are just, straightforward lunges. I used to use weights for many, many years. As I got older, truthfully, it just started to hurt my knees. So I got away from weights. I feel better than ever. If you're younger, do what you got to do. But I'm telling you, when I started to just do lunges without weight, I started to get so much more out of it. I like the balance aspect of it. I like that I can move further, and also I can stretch farther. When I had weights, it kind of bogged me down a lot. So when I have workouts where I do strictly weights, and then this would be a workout I do with no weights. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going down, balancing, and I want to keep one foot up at one time. I don't like to take breaks, but I will show you, there's a style where it's kind of like gives you a break. You go, you step. I don't like that as much, but if you are a beginner, I would definitely consider it. But yeah, there it is, just simple lunges. I love doing these at the end of the workout because they blast me. Again, I do these in the pool as well. I love them in the pool. And here, I'm going to flip around real fast and just do some real fast lunge, far distance, just taking quick ones. I do this as well, just for longer stretches. But man, these take a toll on my legs. Unbelievable. Yeah, don't worry about using your hands. Don't worry about it. Just keep it going. All right, there we go.
So there you go. There are some of my jump routines I do. If you're just a beginner, obviously, I would be very careful. The number one thing I talk about is safety all the time. The one thing you do not want to do is injure yourself in the gym. What's interesting is I injured myself during making this video. When I was jumping up to actually the 2.5 footer, my hand came up, hit it, split three of my fingers wide open, bleeding. I don't know if you could tell, we had to clean it up and everything, but it didn't affect my legs, so I said, let's keep kicking it in the ass. But the thing you want to do more than anything is prevent injuries. You want to look at longevity in your life. That's the main focus. And everyone's going to, I believe, eventually get hurt in a gym or tweak something. So just be prepared. And usually that happens, I'm going to tell you, when you least expect it. So it's not when you're very intense or lifting heavy weights. Every time I've usually ever gotten hurt is when I'm kind of warming up or kind of not paying attention, goofing around. So, but yeah, if you get a chance, subscribe to my channel. I'm always going to be posting unique videos up on fitness. And if you like this workout, you could check out I have a leg workout up. It's not my real go-to leg workout. I actually shot a full leg workout and we can't seem to find the footage, but we did another one in Naples, Florida, which we uploaded that video. So that's not bad. My swimming video is up there, and I also have videos on chest, back, tries, buys. So if you like these type of workouts, you may like that, but I'm always incorporating different workouts. Be unique and learn how to push yourself, and it's the intensity you bring to the gym a lot of times. It's not just about the workout. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up there. Yeah, if you get a chance, subscribe, and I love to hear comments, good or bad, and yeah, kick it in the ass. Take care.